Where the world plays. DP World ILT20 is back with Season 4. Get ready for Season 4 of the DP World International League T20, the UAE's premier cricket and entertainment experience, live from December 2nd to January 4th across Dubai, Abu Dhabi and Sharjah Cricket Stadiums. Featuring 6 powerhouse franchise teams, including the Abu Dhabi Knight Riders, the Desert Vipers, the Dubai Capitals, the Gulf Giants, the Emirates and the Sharjah Warriorz, the tournament promises to showcase the world's top T20 stars. Fans can enjoy enhanced matchday experiences at Dubai International Stadium, including the Sixes Lounge for premium hospitality and the Sixes Family Lounge with Santa's Grotto and festive activities. The all-new Christmas Wonderland will transform match days into holiday-themed festivals with live entertainment, food stalls, games, giveaways and attractions, while families in Abu Dhabi and Sharjah can visit Santa's Grotto for gifts and photos. The excitement builds further with daily raffle draws offering shopping vouchers and luxury staycations, plus a mega prize of 4 gold coins and a brand new Audi A3. Combining world-class cricket, family fun and festive celebration, DP World ILT20 Season 4 is the UAE's biggest winter celebration of sport and community. For tickets, use the link in the description and go to Virgin Megastore Tickets now.
Hey, Seif.
Brother, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Thank you for coming down. I know you're a super busy man. So for everybody watching, please introduce yourself. Who are you and what do you do?
People know me by the Alpha, which is an identity that's been carved through years, through my journey. I usually say that I wore many hats in my journey. I've been in corporate life, being a CMO of Samsung, running a $3 billion turnover company, and a sportsman like Mr. Olympia, ex-Mr. Olympia, top 10, national team of Kung Fu, that's my sports hat, and my entrepreneurial hat, which I run my consultancy and media company.
Fantastic. Well, look, one of the things I always like to ask Tasty Humans guests is about the early days, their schooling. Did you enjoy school?
Zero.
What did you not like about it?
I didn't like studying at all. I was, at a young age, as a kid, I was super involved in sports. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to do anything with studying, like zero. But I loved math.
Okay.
Like I loved math, physics, this type of subjects. But all my early time is like training 2-3 times a day, Kung Fu, hanging out with my friends. I didn't think that school was important for me because I thought I'm going to take the professional sports career and that's it. Until some things happen in your life when pivot happens.
So what, very quickly, what was it about math and physics then? Especially math.
I believe logic.
Huh?
I believe logic.
Okay.
1 + 1 becomes 2. There is nothing you need to think about or... It's for me, like even... I graduated at the end from engineering. University.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I have an engineering background.
What sort of engineering? So do I.
Telecom.
Okay. I was precision engineer.
So it's like, it has this, I like things structured. I like things in process. Logical more than just like looking at the sky and imagining something. So that's why I was attracted towards math. Mm-hmm. But again, you know, there's some statement when you say like, you look at God and say you have a plan and he looks back at you and laughs.
Yeah.
I didn't have the plan where I am now. I thought I'm going to be the #1 champion in the world of Kung Fu and that's it.
Why did you choose Kung Fu to study as a martial art?
Whew.
Because normally kids, I'm assuming you were quite young when you made this decision.
Yeah.
Normally it's karate, judo, jiu-jitsu.
Pass through all these.
You know, but Kung Fu is...
Tough.
Physical, philosophical,
True.
physical, very
tried,
technical.
Yeah, true. I tried karate, taekwondo, judo. I tried everything. What resembled with me so much is Kung Fu. Mentally, spiritually, physically, it was a tough one. So it completely took me. I stayed there, like I stayed doing Kung Fu like 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did you have like a martial arts hero?
Oh, man, back in the days. Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Van Damme, and all the Chuck Norris.
How, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
41.
Okay, all right, I'm 49, so we're there or thereabouts.
Yeah.
We're sort of from that,
Exactly,
Van Damme sort of,
Era.
Bruce Lee. Bruce is a bit early, Jackie Chan's a bit early, but yeah, definitely for you, it would have been like that Rush Hour movie that he made. Yeah, that time. So what was, tell me what was the hardest thing in the Kung Fu training that you found sort of inspiring? Because that is tough, you know what I mean?
You know, like nothing is what taught me. That's the important thing. Nobody's coming to save you. So once you're in the ring, it's you that's gonna save you. So no matter you're kicked out on the floor, I remember I had broken legs, teeth broken. You have to stand back up. So that's one thing. The second thing is the discipline and the consistency. It was very hard at a young age.
Yeah.
So at a young age, you want to go out, hang out, and so on and so forth. But with such sports, your training is so important. I mean, your training, your resting, your diet, all. So you need to be disciplined in these, consistent in these. And at a young age, it's very tough. But it taught me, till now, I believe my consistency, my discipline, it all comes from back in the days.
Was it isolating for you?
No, because I would say not isolating. You know, when you're young, I'm saying young, and you're tough. So it isolating in a way, but it's nourishing me and fulfilling me from a different angle. I was a machine, a weapon, a moving weapon on the floor. So it was giving me this part.
Okay.
So no, I didn't feel isolated. No.
And then when did that transition into Mr. Olympia? Because that's a difference between
Absolutely.
that's skinny. Well, not skinny. Kung Fu is
flexibility,
tight,
true.
small, lean.
True.
Mr. Olympia is eat, train, eat, train, eat, train.
Exactly. But it was a physique, Mr. Olympia, so it's still not the bulky ones. It's the beach type of Olympia. But, you know, almost a 10 years gap between them.
Okay.
And why I did apply for Mr. Olympia was in a very interesting way. I used to work for Samsung, and I had, you know, like an obsession that every year in my life I have to achieve something. Either being promoted in the corporate career, which was very tough because according to Samsung policies, you can be promoted every 3 years. I managed to be graduated, to be promoted every year. Like, it's another story, but like I managed to be promoted every year. I was the youngest CMO. There is 1 year, there was no promotion. So I felt there is something missing, the obsession of getting an achievement in a way. Then I decided, okay, I loved gym at that time. I said, okay, I want to be part of Olympia and I want to compete. And made it happen. And I just trained 1 year.
Oh, wow.
1 year.
How
One
much
year
weight?
held.
How much weight did you gain for the muscle? How much muscle did you gain? in
No,
1
I
year?
was very lean. Like I was like 79.
Okay.
Very lean. You know, like these are not the bulky ones.
Yeah.
These are the shredded ones.
Okay. What was it like being shredded? I've heard that it's very, very tough. Everyone
Super
wants
tough.
to be shredded,
very
but
tough.
nobody actually really wants to
Yeah,
be
it's
shredded.
very tough.
Yeah.
You know, I'll tell you one thing which is very interesting. Because it's something was new for me. So I had a trainer and I had like the full-fledged thing. But the point is like, you're not allowed to eat sweets. You're not allowed to eat this,
Anything.
that. You're not allowed to drink water. We were drinking water by pieces of orange. You put a piece of orange or mandarin in your mouth and that's the water that you take. I remember after the competition, I woke up, I opened the fridge, I found this cake. You know this Napoleon cake?
Yeah.
Yeah, this all creamy. It's like that size. I finished it in a one just sitting. It's very tough, absolutely tough. You know, it's tough and it affects you in different ways. Your emotions, your anger. Like, it was very tough. Like, if you come and tell me in the morning, good morning. Why good morning? Like, why good morning?
So you were very like...
Absolutely angry. Because you don't have, like, the proper. So I would say, like, would you repeat it again, Seif? I said, no.
Well, I think it's a misconception that people have that you look at the people competing and you think, I want to look like that. But you're actually on stage, like they say about pro bodybuilders, like they're incredibly unhealthy the moment they're on stage.
Absolutely.
No water, no food, been pumping. And
You know, they collapse. After stage, they collapse.
That's madness.
And like, look at the examples like Ronnie Coleman, for example. That's a great example. Look at him now. You put your body through a lot of pressures, and then it collapses.
Yeah.
You're not assembled to be like this.
Yeah, they don't. Bodybuilders don't age well.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And
so you're pushing the limits too much.
I wanted to ask you, you mentioned earlier about the continued desire to be promoted. And who were you trying to prove and celebrate that with? Was it something where you wanted to phone somebody up and say, "Oh, I've been promoted again," or was it all an internal drive?
Absolutely internal drive.
Where do you think
of course, I want my family to be proud. Because don't forget that I left my country right after university. I just worked 1 year back in Egypt, and then after that I left, and I never came back since that time. So it's always that it's worth that I really left the country. It's worth that I'm progressing in my life and in my career and. So of course, my family, I'm not talking about my mother in particular. But back in the days, we were talking about the whys before we started shooting. My why at that time was very selfish.
What was it?
Purely selfish. More numbers in my bank.
Okay.
More career, growth. I knew when I used to work in Korea, then I moved to Moscow. The moment I entered Moscow regional head office, my goal was to sit on the top chair. I wanted to sit on the top chair. By hook or by crook, it's going to happen.
How ruthless were you to get there?
Literally super ruthless. Heartless.
I was going to ask, did you go down the road of proving it, or did you step on people?
I'm not going to say step on people. If you're going to oppose me, better not.
Okay.
Literally, if you're going to oppose me, and I'm going that direction, I'm going to sit on that chair. I'm playing by the rules. But if you're going to oppose me, literally, I'm going to just go through you. If you're going to join me, we're going together.
Okay.
Like back in the days, like my team at Samsung was called the kick-ass team. Because we're getting the results, no matter what. By the rules, but do not oppose. I had different examples. I had one great boss and another a shitty one. One shitty boss, let's say, because the leaders are the ones that cultivate your leadership, wants you to grow, wants you to develop. But there are the ones who are just like worry about the chair.
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
I had that type. I remember because I was so motivated, ignited, ambition, young. I want to push things. And don't forget, I come with an immigrant mindset. So I'm in Moscow, the only Egyptian in Moscow. So I had to prove myself. The only Egyptian and like very few foreigners. We're not like Dubai. So I really need to push to get where I went. So I had a boss because I was so super strong. I remember he comes and tells me, Seif, if you open your mouth again in a meeting, I'm going to fire you in a way. At that time, don't forget I come from a sports background. Then I said, okay, let's see. And I managed to fire him. But I had all the rights. He was doing nothing. So I managed to fire him.
Well, the chair can be very comfortable to people.
And people are, man, the chair means nothing. I'll tell you one example. I was the youngest CMO of Samsung, okay, in Samsung entire group. And I had a health problem, okay? So CMO, youngest, running a $3 billion turnover company, and I had a health issue. So I went to the hospital for a couple of weeks. My phone stopped ringing. So it's the chair, not safe. So a lot of people think that you are in a good position. No, okay. You're in a good position. You're doing a great job. But in such cooperations, they can literally replace you in a second.
Yeah.
With like, done, thank you, replace you, promote somebody else. So take care of yourself.
It's because they can pay it. because they can turn and say, no, we've had enough. Here's 3 months, 4 months, whatever it is.
Exactly.
If it's a big enough corporation with enough money, the politics, they can click their fingers, call you into the office and say,
it's done.
Here's a ton of money, goodbye.
And you know, one thing that differentiates also such thing is like these big corporations, they run on process, systems, business models. Even if you remove a couple of people, still the chain is going to work. So that's why when we're talking to entrepreneurs and so on and so forth, try to build business that runs on system, process, rather than you.
Yes.
Because actually, that's what makes you, I would say, like, makes you the money, makes you the business, keeps you going for long. So that's why a lot of my advice is like, take care of yourself, develop yourself so much that you become hard to replace if you are working in corporate. I'll tell you another example. When I was working in Korea for Samsung in headquarters, and I remember the time that I had to go back to my home country. So the HR called me and said, like, say if your time in Korea finished, you need to go back to Egypt. And at that time, I didn't want to go back because I was young. And I saw the value of the international exposure, the new culture. So I felt myself developing. So the guy told me, like, say if you're going back to Egypt. And at that time, I was very strong in HQ. And I said, no, I'm not going anywhere. Relax. Everybody here in Samsung headquarters wants Seif to be in headquarters. The HR whispered and said, like, Seif, relax. Put your ego down a little bit. I can replace you with an empty chair in 2 seconds. Shit. And that's a lesson. Because from that day, in everything that I do, I try to develop myself so much that it's hard for you to come and tell me that.
So when was the moment for you when you went, right, I've had enough of this corporate life?
One of them is the time when I went to the hospital and I felt like, oh shit, what's happening? And you know, like you're in a hospital in a different country and nobody's like, nobody gives a damn.
Yeah.
Okay, let's put it in that way. So I remembered my family, my whys. You understand this? Like, okay, I check. And then one other thing is, you know, when you grow so fast, so your bank account is great, your title is amazing, but you feel empty.
Yeah.
Okay, something is missing. So that's the second thing.
Which people would find extremely bizarre.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you almost believe that those two things, you've made it.
Yeah.
You actually have a title that when you say it, everyone goes, oh, you know, and then you look in your bank, you're like, all my bills are paid, you know, and I can do this. But like you say, there's a feeling of
fulfillment.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling happy. And then the last one is like you grow, and then you see that you're on top of the mountain, but this mountain is not yours. I need something mine. And the last one, as I told you, like I have this obsession of achieving something every year. But when you go on the top of the pyramid, what's next? The pyramid is already finished.
Yeah.
CMO of Samsung, I can be CMO of Apple. But it's the same job, the same thing. So like, no, it's time to move.
So when you decided to move, what was it you were looking to do? How different did you want your life to be?
I want to do an impact, literally. I want to leave an impact in people's life. Meaning I'll help them grow. I'll help them succeed. I help them develop. These are the things that fulfills me up to this moment. Like the best thing is when I open my phone and I see the message comes to me like, oh, Seif, I learned from you this and that, and my life totally changed. Man, that's the best thing. That's the type of thing I was looking for.
And how difficult was it to make the decision to do it? Because when you're that secure, you know, to then say, I want to give it up, you know, did you make that decision? Or was it something where it was there and you were like, it's almost like when you've been married for years and you think, I'm going to have to say something, and it just goes and it won't turn off, and suddenly it gets bigger a bit. Was it like that, or was it a quick turnaround?
I have something in my character. When I decide, it's finished. When I decide on something, it's absolutely finished. I left Samsung in 24 hours.
Okay.
Literally 24 hours. And it was so strange to people that Moscow, I decided I'm gonna leave. I jumped on a plane, came to Dubai, I stayed in Dubai for a week alone because I don't want pressures. Because when you talk to your family that you're leaving, you're talking to your team that you're leaving, you're talking to your boss that you're leaving, you're going to get a lot of pressures and opinions. Literally, I didn't want. So I flew here for a week. I remember it was in July. I stayed a week, cooled things down.
Interesting time to come.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it was really
degrees,
absolute. And took the plane back, resigned and left. 24 hours.
Had you been here before?
Yeah, like business trips.
Okay. So you mentioned that I've heard you before on a podcast say that you went through 2 years of hell. This is something I really wanted to talk to you about because when it comes to entrepreneurs, people always want the outcome, you know, but I don't think, as I've learned myself, people don't understand what happens to you mentally when you begin. But if you stay the course, it can suddenly, it's a strange set of rewards.
100%.
But so what would you say was some of the most hellish moments?
You know, back in the days, you know, when you're a young CMO, early 30s, you running such corporation, being awarded by a country president, and that's for a foreigner to be awarded by a country president in such location, that's something doesn't happen. So your ego comes up, right? So you think that, okay, no, I'm very good. Like I'm great.
Yeah.
So whatever I'm gonna touch, I'm gonna turn to gold.
Yeah.
Okay, so you start, okay, so if I'm gonna go on my own, being an entrepreneur, whatever I'm gonna do, it's gonna be successful. Then you wake up to reality, like, oh shit, it's not like this. And when you wake up to reality for something like that, you know, everything shakes in you. Like your confidence, the self-doubt, like, oh shit. And start the whispering, like, no, go back to corporate. You're better there.
I wanted to ask what was the voice in your head saying to you? Because it can turn quite nasty. Do you
like
know
hell,
what I mean?
like literally like hell. I'll tell you one thing. First of all, when I left corporate, I joined family business. Okay, so my family is working in like hospitality, in hotels and hotel management and so on and so forth, restaurants and F&B. So I joined. So like this, the best way to do. Then I joined. Then I coming to office. I want to do a website. Oh shit, I need to do it myself or what? I need to review, to sign a legal document, a contract. Yeah. Oh, I need to review it myself. That in corporate doesn't happen because in corporate, like X, review the legal document. Yeah. Y, create a website. Z, create a campaign, correct? So you start to wake up like, oh shit, I need to do some things. I'm literally not trained to it. So you start to, no, reality sucks. So you start the whispering in your head is like, okay, better leave this and go back to corporate. Take a job in Apple. Why not?
It's easy.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're going to get the money.
Exactly.
You get the title back.
And you do it, and your career, your track record, and so on and so forth. I was awarded in Russia by Putin. So I have a certificate that this is an outstanding person because I did something with the Sochi Olympics. These documents allows me that I can go even now to any company and I show this certificate, they will hire me. So I had like a kind of carte blanche that I can use. But the point is like, I said like, I want to push further. I want to see what things are happening. I want to push. Then you reach a point. That time I was in Turkey. So I will say the story very quick. So one day I woke up in the morning, like middle of the night, sorry. And I went to the restroom. And in the restroom, I'm looking at the mirror. I look at the person that I literally don't know. I looked really super zero confidence. The self-doubt is unbelievably, I didn't understand who this person in front of me. And then this person in front of me, literally, as if whispered, Seif, go back to corporate. It's time, go back to corporate. Results are shit, you're hitting rock bottom with yourself, and so on and so forth. And this, like, go back to corporate. You know, as if somebody's looking down to you, like, you can't do it. Then I remembered my mother, my family. Like, you understand, like, No. I will never let them down. It's impossible. So I grabbed the vase next to me. I broke the mirror, literally. And I said, I don't want to see this shit anymore. And that was a turning point. Because I started to act as if I'm starting from scratch. Leave the corporate, whatever. Try to be street smart. So got closer to some mentors in the same area, the field. Hired coaches and mentors as well. Tried to understand the playground where I am in, which is the entrepreneurship playground, which is totally different than the corporate playground.
Yeah, definitely.
And absolutely things changed. But I had hell 2 years.
Did you have to kind of recalibrate your ego?
Oosh. Up to this moment. Literally up to this moment. Brother, being in a blue chip, a high chair, or top of the pyramid, it's very tough that your ego doesn't eat you. So going on your own journey and then being an entrepreneur and building your own enterprise and so on and so forth, you have to put your ego at check every single, I'm not gonna say day, encounter. Because back in the days, people were lining up to enter my office.
Yeah.
Lining up, correct?
Yeah.
But now the chairs are different.
Yeah.
I need to line up to get in. So it's an app. So you need to. I'm telling you, like it's.
No, I really understand what you're saying. It's something I'm in now. I'm probably 6 months at the beginning, and you are. It's because again we come from completely different backgrounds. I'm bootstrapping. I've never got not a lot of money to back myself with stuff like this. But it is that thing where I left my F&B director's role thinking, okay, I've done a website, consult, look at me, look at my face. And then now I'm just going to do some posts on LinkedIn and everyone's going to want to work. Completely different. It's like you have no backing behind you. You haven't built, you have your career working for somebody, but you've got no substance with anything that you're doing, you know.
Absolutely.
And they say, you know, they say that you have to go through periods of humiliation in the sense of if you don't put yourself in a situation where you don't know what you're doing. And none of us want to do that because if you're, I mean, like I say, if you're mid-30s entering your 40s and so, you have a successful career that you could easily continue to do.
True.
You haven't been in a humiliating situation for a long time.
Oof.
Would you share, I wanted to ask this, would you share was there a humiliating situation in your beginning of your journey where you came out of and you thought, I look like a real fucking idiot there? Do you know what I mean? Like,
you know, I love the question because why? You know, by time you sit and reflect with yourself, right? And I published a book last year. It's called Unleash the Alpha. And the theme of the book, if you look at all the patterns, the theme is watch me. Do you remember when I told you back in the days I used to focus too much on sports and not studies? What was the turning point? That I became a nerd, but I was a sports nerd. Then I turned to a book nerd. There was a turning point. It's because somebody humiliated me. Very quick, I had a cousin my age, and back in my country, you need to graduate. You need to study. You need to have a degree. So she was my age, so I used to study with her before the exam just to make me pass and so on and so forth. So my aunt came one day and said, like, why are you wasting time with an idiot? Focus on yourself. You know, this was like, oh shit, idiot. That's a humiliation. It turned me to a monster in studying. So I graduated with very high scores. I stopped sports. You understand? Like, so that's a watch me moment. I didn't fight it back. I just like, okay, let's see. That's one. The second, I had no intention to work for Samsung. Zero. I had no intention to travel outside of Egypt. Zero. But the moment when I had the interview with Samsung, the PA said like, I had to go back to the work that I had at that time. So I said, when I'm having the interview, the lady looked at me, where are you from? I said, from Egypt. Said like, you can leave because anyways, Egyptians are lazy. You won't win the competition. So like, what did you just say? Then watch me. I'm gonna win. One, I went to Korea, the same. I'm gonna replace you with an empty chair. What? Let's see. So all the moments in my life that turned me into a beast, which I would say, there are 5 ways to get your whys. One of them is a revenge. Okay? But a positive one.
Yeah.
It's like Oprah, for example. You're not fit for TV. No, she became the best. So that's a switch in me. So all my pivotal moments, the switch that exponentially grew my career or my trajectory, was part of humiliation. And I used them to ignite me.
Fantastic. Because I do think the problem with the entrepreneur's journey is that there's a lot of really good sound bites in it. There's a lot of people that say the same things. There's a lot of, you look at people that are promoting this way of thinking and mindset and everything like that. And I think there's a lot of people that look at it and they won't even start because they just think, I'm not like that. Do you know what I mean? What would you say to somebody that's the polar opposite of you? And I was thinking about this today when I was thinking about this conversation coming up. And it's like, I'm trying to think of what would be the polar opposite of you. So somebody mid-40s, grossly overweight, never trained a day in their lives, stuck in their job, paycheck to paycheck, lots of responsibilities, How could someone like that take this leap?
You need to reach a level, I would say, interesting enough, to be disgusted.
Okay, that's a very interesting response.
Disgusted. There is a moment, the best days in your life, when you look at yourself in the mirror and say, I got enough. I'm not going to live like this anymore. Regardless, whatever. That's the moment that you really have an intention and you decided that you're going to switch. That's why sometimes I tell people, increase this level. Like, let's say you're overweight, right? Put on your fridge your naked pictures in front of you. Like, get disgusted to the level, I don't want to see myself like this anymore. Let's say you're in sales and you'll always rank the last. Put the picture of the ranking in front of you everywhere, on the bathroom mirror, on the fridge, in the car. Reach a level of disgust that you will say to yourself, I'm not going to live like this anymore. Push yourself to this limit. That's an absolutely great way to ignite something in you, because nothing in life will change unless you genuinely decide that's going to change. No matter what you hear, what people tell you, but if you don't have this drive that it's enough, you won't move an inch forward. Or you're going to move for a couple of days, but you're going to stop.
Yeah, you see, that's also a big problem, where people can do it. It's like the diet thing.
Yeah.
People can do it for a week, but can you do it for a year?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, it's very, very true because again, it's when people go through an entrepreneur's journey, the rewards are so they're small, but they're amazing. When you suddenly get paid for something that you created, now it could be the tiniest amount of money, but it makes you feel, on top of the world.
Let me tell you something here. A lot of people love being an entrepreneur because of all the fancy things that they see on social media.
Yes, nonsense.
Just like, I'm going to ride the Lambo, I'm going to have the yacht, I'm going to have the house. But trust me, entrepreneurship is one of the toughest profession you could ever even have. Let me tell you why. Being an entrepreneur is like, let's say you're on a cliff, you're jumping from a cliff. On your way down, you're assembling your parachute. Let's hope that you'll be able to assemble before you hit the floor. And the next thing is waking up every morning. You never know, and you don't know when the flip will happen.
Yes.
When am you going to be successful?
Yeah.
That's crazy. And you need to have the drive. So that's why I'm saying sometimes being an entrepreneur, somehow it's a talent. Yes, you need to practice a lot of things. You need to be consistent. You need to be disciplined, so on and so forth. You can practice and become great. But there's a little bit of a talent in it, which means like, if my voice is bad, I cannot sing. It's not by force. Like, it's not like I'm going to publish albums until people like my voice. Your voice sucks.
Yeah. Don't sing.
Believe it. Yeah, exactly. Believe in that. You can be a particular good. Okay, you have your albums distributed into 3 shops. You're happy with it? Go ahead. Being an entrepreneur requires a set of skills, talents, character attributes. if you're not able to develop it in yourself in the early time, it's going to be a hell of a ride to you.
Do you think it's as simple? Because people sometimes don't know what they're capable of.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's as simple as that, you know, you're a CMO, you wanted to be promoted every 2 years. I always wanted to be promoted. I didn't have the goal like every year, but I had that drive where every time I got, you know, I went from, like I said, hospitality. So I went from waiter to head waiter, head waiter to supervisor, supervisor to manager, such all the way up to director. That if you have that drive to just want more, that is, let's say, early onset entrepreneurial mindset. Because there are people that don't want to be promoted. They don't want it. Like, I've worked with a lot of people that are super talented, and I'm like, do you want me to put you forward to management? They're like, no, I don't want the headache. Do you know what I mean? Do you think that anybody that just has that tiny desire that I just want to have more responsibility is somebody that should seriously consider making the jump?
Could be, but that's a character attribute towards being hunger. Okay? I'm hungry to succeed. I'm hungry to be promoted. And that's an absolute important attribute in the sets for being an entrepreneur. If you're an entrepreneur and you're not hungry, that's a disaster. Because nobody's going to come and knock your door.
Yeah.
So you need to move. So that's a character attribute towards being an entrepreneur. Of course, I saw really zillions of people in corporate just sitting in the job. I entered Samsung and I exited there in the same position. No, literally. Years past, entering and exiting the same position.
Do you know, I've never understood why a company would tolerate that. Because it's like, surely they're going stale. Do you know what I mean? Because what is motivating people to come back to work every day? If you've been sitting there in that job for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, and you haven't done anything wrong, but you haven't actually done anything right either. It's more like, are we getting the best out of this person? Do you know what I mean?
But you know, this is like, you know why the answer of it? Yeah, it's politics. Any company has its politics.
Yeah, 100%.
And excuse the language, ass kissing.
Yeah.
So if that person knows how to play the politics good and very good ass kisser, then stay.
But this is why you refer to the two types of leaders.
Exactly.
It's that there's the leader that likes the ass kisser.
Exactly.
Where it's like, I don't need ass kiss. I need to be challenged as a leader.
True.
Otherwise you get stale.
100%.
You know what I mean? It's why you should always be hiring people that are difficult to manage. If you're difficult to manage, it's good because you have an opinion.
100%,
You know what I mean?
100%.
But I also wanted to sort of ask you about your opinions on the sort of the current trend of the AI landscape. What I mean by this is not, do you think it's going to take? No, it's the fact that what we're being told is that, oh, in 2 years we're all just going to talk to this thing and run our own companies and be our own bosses and make billions. Does it sort of, I don't want to say worry, does it bother you that entrepreneurship is being made to appear to be so simple with AI? Or do you think that's actually going to really help everybody?
You know, I come from a school that if a threat doesn't knock my door, I will not move. Like, you hear a lot of news in general, okay? There is an earthquake somewhere else. There is blah, blah, blah. But doesn't matter. Until you knock my door, myself and my family, then you will see the other side of me. I will start to act. So going back to the AI thing, of course, with AI, we're going to see a 1 trillion company made of one person. Of course. Happening. There is nothing wrong with it. You just need to be ready for it. Okay? So for us as being entrepreneurs, I always love to say, like, we passed different eras in our life. We passed the internet era, right? Some people jumped on it and some people not. We passing through the crypto era and the blockchain. Some people jumped on it, some people not. Now we're in the AI era. You can't be on the sideways. You just can't be on the sideways. You need to act and be as a participant in the AI era. Either through it helps you with your business or being an entrepreneur or being in corporate or whatever it is, you need to be open to absorb, utilize. I'm not saying even create yet. Utilize you need to be in this space. The next part is to use it to create. You create an AI tool, software, whatever, because that's where the world is going. You can't be opposing it. You need to use it for your own, so you can't be on the sideline.
No, but do you think it's creating sort of a false sense of security? So it's creating a level of laziness in the sense of, oh, don't worry, in 2 years, I'm just going to type my idea in and then sit back and watch my bank account grow, which essentially everything we've been talking about is diluting, you know, the process of being an entrepreneur. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do understand 100%.
It's like, is it going to... It's because I don't think that would happen. I really don't think that no matter how good AI actually ever becomes, I don't think it will ever be good enough that you type in your idea. So make me a movie on this. There it is. And then it goes into the cinema and then I make millions.
Yeah.
And it's never going to be like that.
It's not going to be that simple.
And I'm worried that people are dumbing down.
Actually, it's true.
Yeah.
But they've been dumbing down for a long period of time.
Yeah, okay.
Let's put it that way. Like we have to say it it's not only about AI. The people who are happy to dumb down, they will do it with AI or whatever. Let's give an example.
Okay, that's a very good point. Yeah,
Which means we are in the era of social media, right?
Oh God, yeah.
It's very easy to make one video to shake it. Just shake it.
Yeah.
Shake it, put it, get more views, get viral, get blah, 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 blah. That's dumb. Yeah, that's dumb. So one video, you shake it, you make it, right? Versus you're being a true entrepreneur, adding value, impacting the society properly, and. Now we come to the AI. Do you want yourself to be dumb? So you will use it in a dumb way. That I will wait until I do the code that develops so much. I will create the code that creates a movie. It's your choice. You want to be an actor or you want to be a player. In everything that we're going through in life. The problem with AI, or the thing with AI, that it's massive. It's at scale. So you can literally do whatever you want with AI. But you want AI to make you feel dumb, that you know to the level is, there was a research that's saying like a lot of people using ChatGPT, so it's affecting the people's decision-making capabilities.
Yeah, they're getting more stupid.
Exactly. So you're not, there is a part of your brains that used to do decisions, you are giving it to somebody else. So even like myself, whatever I do with AI, I leave a part to me. It is still, the decision is to me.
Well, I think it was the Harvard Business School did a study where they took, I'll probably get the numbers wrong, but it's the correct premise. They took like 10 people on each team and they said, we need you to write a thesis. You can use ChatGPT, you can't. They both presented the papers. The papers are very good. Within an hour, the ones that used AI couldn't remember what they'd written.
Of course.
Which is bizarre because that means you didn't learn a thing, you didn't challenge anything, but you still passed.
True.
Which means you didn't pass, the machine passed.
But life,
which is like,
will wake you up one day. So if you took this path, if you took this path and you kept going with it, one day life will slap you because you didn't develop. How you're strong in life, how you keep going on life. It's by what you learn, what you do. It's not by leveraging somebody else doing, correct?
Yeah.
So instead of me leveraging the AI, I do the thing with my own hands. So I develop my thick skin and my skill sets. So life doesn't treat me bad going on.
Yeah.
Again, it's a decision. That's my problem with the newer generations. The Gen Zs, the Gen Alphas, the majority or a big portion of them, they think that it's easy, and let's be it easy as an easy, to utilize all the available resources, not to make me...
But here's an interesting thing. I actually did a couple of lectures in a university a couple of weeks ago. And one of the things I was lecturing, one section of it was about resilience. And I asked them, and I said, all of you are Gen Z. And they went, yeah. And I said, what do you think about what we say about you? Do you think you're the least most resilient sort of generation? How do you feel about your own reputation? And there's a very interesting comebacks where a lot of them in the room actually said, no, we hear what people say and we don't like it. You know, we know that we've gone soft. There's too many people that just complain, and they're all being lumped in together under the title of Gen Z.
True.
And I genuinely see in a lot of them that they're aware of it. Do you know what I mean? And these are the ones that are going to save us when we're old. You know what I mean?
one good trait of Gen Zs, they love shortcuts. They love shortcuts, which means whatever they're trying to do, they don't want to waste so much time on useless things. They want to get the result or the task done in the most efficient way and the fastest way, because they want to live their life more. Older generation were coming from command and conquer style of leadership, the work ethics, and so on and so forth. So we're programmed, like your generation and my generation, is to work our ass off. Okay?
Yeah.
Life comes second. For Gen Zs, the good thing about them, life comes first, and work comes second. So when they do the work, they want to do it its most efficient way possible to go back to life, which is opposite than the Gen X, the Gen Ys, and the millennials.
What's your opinion of work-life balance? Which is what you're basically describing, where we were work and then life, and their life and then work.
Yeah.
What does that statement mean to you?
Means I take my perspective.
Yeah, of course.
My perspective is there is nothing called work-life balance. It is impossible to happen. You cannot excel in one thing if you don't give it the focus and the complete dedication to it. Okay, you can't. Okay, so the work-life balance for me is simply as if you are in a circus, juggling balls. You're juggling balls in every phase of your life. I'm juggling balls. Okay, balls means what? It could be the life, it could be my health, it could be my project, it could be my family, it could be whatever. So they're juggling the balls all the time. But you have to be careful. And a couple of these balls are crystal. So if one falls, it's screwed.
Yeah, I get you.
Okay. So you're always juggling. Let's say the crystal balls are the family, your family. Don't let it fall. Because if it falls, it's going to break. So there is no work-life balance. You're just juggling all your life.
No, fair enough. I have my own personal view is if you want work-life balance, you don't enjoy your job. You know what I mean? Anyone that's going work-life balance, well, it's like, no, that's because work is annoying you. And you should stop. We're getting low on time. It's bizarre because I feel that I should have booked 2 hours. Do you know what I mean? But I also, you know, obviously you've been very successful. You're a very wealthy individual. And I know that there's a lot of people that chase money, chase material objects and everything like this. I wanted to ask you a very simple question. You know, what is money? What do you think it is?
A lovely question. And you know, let me answer you in a very honest way, not cliche. Back in the days when I was young, money was an objective for me. I want the money because I wanted to buy anything I want. Maybe it comes from an insecurity financially, so on and so forth back in the days, but it was an objective for me. This month I would do 10, next month I would do 20, next month I would 30, 100, 1,000, doesn't matter. It was growing exponentially because that was my focus. And I used to buy whatever you dream of. Like whatever, like it doesn't matter. Back in the day, that was my... Now, it's a byproduct of what I'm doing. So I want to do something that I love. I have passion to it, obsession to it. And if I'm giving real value, the money is going to be a byproduct of it. So money will come. So I'm not chasing it anymore. It comes with what I'm doing.
So what do you value?
What do I value?
Yeah. If you can...
Of course.
I don't actually know what your net worth is, but I assume you could, like you said, you could buy mostly anything you want. So what do you value when you purchase something? What is it that you...
Back in the days or now?
Now. So now when you look at something and you want it as a desire, what is that thing?
Literally now, what makes my family happy? Like I buy things that makes my family happy. Literally, I don't want anything. If you ask me, Seif, it doesn't matter. I don't want anything. what I buy and makes me happy is what I buy that makes my family happy or my close circle happy. And that's it.
Awesome.
Interesting, not, I would say, because a lot of people will think about it from a perspective, so you don't want us to buy things, material stuff. No, I wasn't that. I passed through this.
But this is the thing, and don't worry, he's giving me the wave.
Yeah.
I am going to finish. But the thing is, because I think it's very important, is people chase materialistic objects. And yes, I have a pretty nice sports car. And when I got it, I still love it now. Yeah. But suddenly with what you're doing, it just becomes a car.
Yeah, totally.
And it just suddenly you get it, and then suddenly it just becomes normal, and then you want more, and then that becomes normal.
True.
And I just think that it's I don't know. It was like I say, I wanted to find out from you when you can have anything you want, how much does everything just lose its
value and essence, and like it doesn't matter.
Well, look, we've come to the end. I've been really grateful for this. I'd love to get you back in the future to explore more avenues of what you're doing. But as I always say with every Tasty Humans guest, out of everything you've done, and pick any genre, world, business, life, philosophy, if you could only summarize it into one sentence, what would that be?
Two things. Nothing is impossible. Literally. Nothing is impossible. And next thing is family is always number one.
Beautiful. Seif, thank you so much for coming down.
It's a pleasure.
I'm very, very grateful for it. I
Thank
wish
you
you all the best in the future.
It was an amazing conversation. Loved it. And wish you all the best. Keep doing it.
Thank you so much.